Welcome back to English Classes Online. I am Benjamin. Today's video is about improving your writing skills. We are going to look at how to improve your writing skills. And our focus is on a system of writing known as Boa Writing, a winning formula in 5 easy steps. We shall look at how this can help you overcome your writing difficulties and enable you to begin to write easily and effortlessly and effectively as well. If you are new to this channel, kindly subscribe to the channel by clicking on the subscribe button below. You will find a red button tagged subscribe. Just click on the button and make sure you click on the bell icon so that you will have free access to all the videos as soon as we upload them on this channel, and you will be given instant notification. Let's dive into the lesson right away, as it is really important that we talk about how to improve your writing skills. But let's first look at this. Why should you improve your writing skills? Of course, we know that writing is an important means of communication, and we know that you will always need to write important things like letters, emails, articles, reports, stories, speeches, blog posts, social media posts, text messages, and so on and so forth. If you are working in an organization, you might be called upon to write a report or a press release. If there is something, an incident that happens, and you might be required to write a statement to the police. As a job applicant, you might be required to submit an application with your CV or resume. At one point or the other in your life, you might want to write your life story, that is your autobiography or your memoirs. The list is endless. There are always different needs for writing. So you need good writing skills in order to communicate your message with clarity and ease to people that may be far or distant in time and space, people whom you may not be able to reach through face-to-face or telephone conversations. Improving your writing skills will help you to overcome your writing difficulties. You may naturally find it difficult to write things like email, articles, letters, or essays. Some people just find it difficult to write. They sit down to write and they discover that they don't know what to write or where to start. This is why you need to improve your writing skills. You need to discover a system that will simplify the writing process and enable you to start writing easily and effectively. This is what Boa Writing is meant to address. What is Boa Writing? Today's lesson is about improving your writing skills. Many people find it difficult to write a simple article, just as I have earlier mentioned, and whenever they want to write, they get confused as to how to start and all that. This video will show you a system that works, a writing system that will simplify writing for you, because it will enable you to write without tears. This system is called Boa Writing. This is an acronym that I formed from words. So the Boa itself is an acronym, and it stands for the following: B for brainstorm, O for outline, W stands for write, E for edit, and R for review. So the 5 stages that you need to, adopt that will really simplify the writing process. You won't be lacking in ideas, because this system will help you to generate ideas at the brainstorming stage, organize them at the outlining stage, then help you in the writing stage and editing and review stages. We shall discuss all this, So this is a writing system that gives you the simple process. It simplifies the writing process, and you can use it for any form of writing, whether you are writing an essay, a letter, a story, a blog post, an email, or a letter. This system will facilitate the writing process for you, and this is why we are discussing it. Now let's look at the first stage, which is brainstorm. Brainstorming is a stage at which you generate ideas for your writing. What we mean by brainstorming is to think critically about the topic that you want to discuss. Jot down anything that comes to your mind. Don't reject any idea that comes to your mind at this stage, and don't worry about mistakes or how to arrange the ideas correctly. Just put the ideas down, because you will organize them. You can organize them later. The human mind is like a computer in which a lot of data or information has been stored. So you are going to maximize the power of your mental faculties, your memory bank, if you like. Some people call it the memory bank. So as a matter of fact, like I already said, you have a lot of ideas or information stored up in your subconscious mind, which is called the memory bank. Like people, just as people deposit money in the bank, they save their money in the bank, but at the time they need it, they go to the bank to withdraw. They go to make withdrawals. The bank allows them to withdraw because they had deposited this money there over time. This is how it is with the human mind or the human brain. Just focus your idea on the topic, and the ideas will come flowing naturally like water from its source. Because right from your childhood, you have stored up a lot of information, a lot of ideas, a lot of knowledge, things you have learned over time, and experiences you have gathered, ideas people have shared with you that you have gotten from books and other sources you have come across on the internet, and so on and so forth. You have watched on television, you have heard on radio. All these pieces of information, these ideas are stored up in your subconscious mind. Then you only need to engage your mind, to focus your mind on a given topic, and then you will set in motion the process of retrieving this information that has been stored up in your memory bank over time. And there are different methods that can be used. You can use any of these methods. Clustering. When we talk about clustering, let me actually see how I can give you idea of what clustering is about. All right. Okay, so I will actually want to, in clustering, you actually, begin with maybe an idea. All right, let's assume you want to write about exam let me pick a simple topic that can help us to really brainstorm, right? So here we can see what clustering actually looks like. because here we are talking about road accidents, and so that's our major focus. And we can just write down some of these things and encircle them. All right, if we are using our pen and paper, we can easily write down as many ideas as possible, encircle them, each of them. So this actually helps us, because when we want to talk about road accidents, we can begin to reason what are the things we can talk concerning road accident. We may be talking about the causes or the effects or the remedies. These are the three possible areas, and each one we really write down. Then we make sure we write ideas that are related to each subtopic, and in that process we will be able to generate ideas. So clustering is one major way of generating ideas. It is called clustering. All right, clustering. And when you talk of a cluster of fruits, you are talking of a group of things that come like a bunch. So when you use the clustering method, you can actually generate ideas by looking at the different ideas that are related to the topic, and then writing down each idea that is related as they naturally occur to you. That is one method. All right, then another method, let's look at other methods. Another method is free writing. Is similar to clustering, because in free writing you just write down anything that comes naturally to your mind about the topic that you really want to write about. Once you engage your mind and the ideas come flowing naturally into your mind, you put them down. That is what we call free writing. If the ideas come in form of words or phrases or sentences, you just write the ideas that come to you. That is free writing. Then talk writing is a device, a technique that maximizes the power of talking. It is generally agreed and proven by experience that there is power in talking, because when you start talking, some ideas just naturally occur to you. Ideas you never thought about occur to you because you start talking about a particular thing or about a particular topic. So it's a very effective way of generating ideas. All right, and that is exactly a very effective way. So in this modern time, we have different speech to text softwares that can help you. You may not even begin to write if you can just get a speech to write software and you just talk into it, and that software will be writing down the things you are speaking, and you will be surprised how you generate new ideas that never occurred to you before. But using talk writing, you can generate new ideas. Then the next system is the 5 W's and H. This actually is a journalistic way of generating ideas. And what do we mean by this? Let me actually show you what we mean by this. All right, 5 W's and H. Then we can start with where. All right. When, what, why. All right. We have 4 there. Then how. So these are great methods, that can really help you. All right. These are great methods. Where, when, what, why, and how. So this can help you, especially if you are writing a report. For journalists or reporters, they use this a lot. Where did the incident happen? When did it happen? What exactly happened? Why did it happen? How did it happen? As you use these 4 WH words and the H for how, this will help you to generate ideas. And that is a method that you can use at the brainstorming stage. All right. So, but the important thing is that when these ideas come flowing, all you need to do is to jot down the ideas as they naturally occur to you. So that is the brainstorming stage. And if you use this system just at the brainstorming stage, you discover that you have overcome your writing difficulties, and at least you know where to start and what to do. Just start writing something down using these techniques, and you will discover that it will simplify the writing process. So let's now go to other things. After brainstorming, the next stage will be to outline. At the stage of outlining, what you need to do is to arrange the ideas logically. We have already seen that at the brainstorming stage, we have been able to, jot down quite a lot of ideas. Then all you need to do is to pick the best ideas among them and organize them into related groups. Then use them to create an outline. An outline is a list of main ideas to be used in a writing. Just as you need a building plan, to build a good house, so also you need a writing plan to do a good piece of writing. So the outline is to writing as the building plan is to building. So, and it is going to provide you the roadmap that will guide you in the actual writing. So that is the outline. And once you are through with the outline, the next stage is to write. All right. At this stage is where you put your pen to paper, and all you need to do is to refer to your outline and use the points in your outline to write or type. If you are typing on your computer, you can still type. This can be your first draft if you are not in an exam situation. But if you are writing an exam, if you are sitting an exam like WAEC or NECO or NAPTEP, then you don't have much time to begin to rewrite. So you have to write with utmost care at this time. If you are writing outside the exam situation, you don't bother about making mistakes or anything, So if you are writing a book or an article outside an exam hall, you can write your first draft without paying attention to correctness, and then you go into rewriting afterwards. The writing stage for professionals exists in 3 broad stages. Pre-writing, of course, writing and rewriting. Pre-writing includes the 2 stages we have already discussed. The brainstorming and the outlining stage belong to the pre-writing. Pre-writing means the activities that take place before the actual writing. So you have pre-writing, writing, and rewriting. The first 2 stages we discussed, brainstorming and outlining, belong to the pre-writing stage. The writing stage is the one we are talking about right now. And then the rewriting will be actually, where you edit and review. All right. So, but at this writing stage, you can see the slight difference between when you are writing in an exam hall and when you are writing outside the exam hall. When you are writing outside the exam hall, it means that you have more time to really write what comes to your mind without bothering about correctness, which means you regard that writing as your first draft, and you can structurally change a lot of things. You don't have the luxury to do that in an exam situation. So that is the slight difference. But you need to understand that at this stage is where you write. You use the ideas in your outline and you begin to write. You write in full sentences. You communicate your ideas not in phrases anymore. At the pre-writing stage, brainstorming and outlining, you could put things down in phrases or even in words, but when you begin to write, you now begin to convert these ideas into full sentences, into different paragraphs. You just begin to write and everything begins to take stage. And when you write, you now begin to look at the structure of the piece of writing. If you are writing an article, then of course you give it a title or a headline. You then go to the first paragraph, you begin to write. If you are writing a letter, at the time of writing, you begin with your own address and date, and if it's a formal letter, the writer's designation and address and all that. So at this stage, you write actually, you write it in the way that your piece of writing, the way it should appear. So that is the stage of writing. Then comes the next stage, which is edit. After going through the actual writing stage, then the next stage will be to edit. That is to cross-check or proofread what you have written and correct any errors in it. The focus of your proofreading should be on the following major areas. You are going to look at the grammar, the vocabulary, the spelling, the punctuation. So you correct whatever you find ungrammatical, whatever doesn't really look proper in terms of the choice of words. Then you correct spelling errors and make sure your work is actually properly punctuated. At the end of each sentence that is a declarative sentence, you check that there is a full stop, and then you don't use a comma where you should use a full stop. You should use a comma where a comma should appear, and an exclamation mark where it should appear. If there are quotations, you ensure that there are quotation marks there. And once you ensure that you have checked all these and you have corrected them, then you are through with the editing, and then you go to the next stage, which is review. Actually, this is the stage where you go over your work, you read it for the final time. The purpose of reviewing your work even after editing is to make sure that it meets the quality you desire in all aspects of it. Again, if you are in an exam situation, you can review your work by quickly reading through it for the last time before you submit your script. If you are writing something outside an exam situation or something that is not required to be submitted immediately, you can leave it for some hours, or you can even leave it for the next day. Sometime after writing for quite some time, you may just take a walk, and give yourself time so that when you come back to that piece of writing, then you come with a fresh mind and you can take a look at it, and of course you will have a better chance of looking at it in a new way. So another one helpful way to review your work is to read it out loud to yourself and check how it sounds. In some cases, you might give your work to a professional editor or even to a friend or a trusted relative who can help you to go through it, someone who is knowledgeable about that piece of writing. The person can make some input, and two is better than one, as it is always said. So someone might draw your attention to certain angle you may not have actually looked at. Now, all these are possibilities in reviewing your work, all right? And that is really very important to ensure that your work is excellently done. Then one thing I need to emphasize, if you are really serious about improving your writing skill, is that, that saying that still remains valid today is an old saying, but it's still valid today. Practice makes perfect. So I must emphasize that you need to simplify your writing process by practicing writing. You need to practice the 5 stages of writing we have discussed. Don't forget that the best way to learn to do something is to start doing it. If you have learned how to drive, you can remember how difficult it was when you started learning how to drive. It was extremely difficult, and sometimes you saw your heart jumping into your mouth because of a simple thing like trying to negotiate a bend and all that. But with practice, it became so easy, so much so that now you can be driving and discussing with someone at the same time. All right? So those who can play musical instruments, will also testify how difficult it was when they were learning to play the instrument. But with practice, it became so easy that you could play the instrument and sing along, and both will be in sync. This is applicable to writing. Writing requires practice to enable you to move on to an expert stage where you can really do it easily without bitterness. So that old saying still remains valid. Practice makes perfect. So if you ask me, how can I improve my writing skill? I will say practice. And if you ask me, what other method can I use? I will say practice. And if you ask me the third time, I will say practice. All right? So that's how important practice is. Now let's recap. We have looked at the 5 stages which we call the Boa Writing system. And we have looked at it. Brainstorm. At the stage of brainstorming, you generate ideas for your writing. Then comes outline. When you outline, you organize your ideas into an outline. All right? You choose the best ideas from, the group of ideas that you have generated in your during your brainstorming, and then you pick the best ideas out of them, and then you organize them into an outline. Your outline is your writing plan. And then the next one is write. Here is where you use your outline to write fully. You pick the ideas in your outline, and then you begin to develop them into full sentences, into paragraphs, and you begin to structure your writing, beginning with the heading or the headline or title. If you are writing a letter, of course, you need to follow the format and all that. You write at this stage number 3. Then stage number 4 is edit, and this is where you cross-check or proofread for errors. You want to look at different areas where you can find errors in grammar, in spelling, in punctuation, in vocabulary. You cross-check and then you correct those errors. And then finally, you review. This is where you do the final reading for quality check. You want to ensure that your writing meets the standard you want, the quality you desire. because commitment to excellence is what it takes to produce a final product that will actually appeal to your target audience. And the same thing applies to writing. Your audience, if your audience is those who will mark your script, of course your aim will be to score high. If you are writing for an audience that you want to actually convince or persuade to buy your book, your ebooks, or any other digital product, or even your paperback books or your articles or anything. Of course, if you are writing an application, you want to make it qualitative so that those who will read it will know that this person is adequately qualified for the job. They invite you to an interview and all that. So all these are the reasons you review. You do the final reading and you do the quality check to ensure that your work is up to date and up to the standard you desire. Now, this is how it has been in today's video. I believe and I hope that you have gained quite a lot from this video. I would like you to keep practicing, and I wish you success in improving your writing skills. I look forward to receiving your testimony or sharing with me your gain, your benefits from this video, and how the benefits you have gained from this video have helped you tremendously in improving your writing skills. I'm looking forward to really receiving such testimonies from you, because that is really the purpose, that is the goal I want to achieve when I upload a video like this. Now, don't forget to leave your comments below in the description section. If you have any suggestions as to how I can improve the quality of my videos, don't hesitate to leave your comments, because all these will be helpful to me. I really want to improve, and I really want to help you, all of you out there. I really love you, and I want to ensure that I provide quality. I provide the kind of content that will justify the time you spend watching my video. That's really my desire. If you have any suggestion as to whatever topic you would like to watch in the next video, you can leave the suggestion as well. I want to tell you that most of the videos I have uploaded on this channel came as in response to subscribers' suggestions and requests, and even from people, friends, and even offline, who made some suggestions. All right, so you can suggest the topic you want us to discuss in subsequent videos. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe to this channel. It's really very important. That is one way in which you can really encourage me and support me in this work. And you just have to look at the subscribe button. You will find a red button tagged subscribe below. Just click on it to subscribe to this channel. Click on the bell icon as well, so that you will receive regular notifications whenever new videos are uploaded on the channel. Thank you for being part of today's episode. See you in the next lesson, and remain blessed.